Today's video is sponsored by UPS. Well, kinda. More about that later. Previously on the Gemini Hammer Show. So I ended up going and talking with one of the supervisors that I had talked to before, who I knew had access to my employee file. However, this time he just magically didn't have access to those records. One good thing about the union is you can file grievances, which lead to hearings with your managers. So I started filing grievance after grievance after grievance after grievance. When I ended up getting that hearing with my management, I laid the hell into them. I demanded documentation. I flat out told them where they screwed up. Hold on, wait, so you're telling me you put all that time, effort, and energy into it and you just got nothing? Well, I wouldn't say that I got nothing. I would say that a message had been sent to UPS and I had their attention. Needless to say that after this, UPS tried to play chicken with me when it came to a settlement offer. Some time passed, and eventually I decided to just settle. You see, that's the thing. Everybody seems to think that it was all about the money is why I settled. The real reason I settled was because I made my point. And that's where we find ourselves currently. Now, I'm just waiting. Because we're going to try to get back into the content. Like, pretty normally, pretty heavy. As far as what comes next, I guess you'll just have to wait until the next episode, won't you? We have one more thing coming, and that's going to be the epilogue. And the epilogue is going to be essentially a rundown of why we did this whole series to begin with. When we upload the next video, it's going to be on a much better machine. Alright, be honest with me. Did UPS actually sponsor this video, or are you just being a dick like always? Well, I mean, take a look at me. What do you think? Holy crap, you look amazing. Thank you. I know. I believe that it is fair to say that at this point, everybody knows I may have been lying at the beginning of this video when I said that UPS sponsored this video. Because technically, no, they did not give me any money to promote their business, their brand, their name, or anything. In fact, if anything, they're probably really upset that I'm doing this because, But back to my point at hand. Even though they did not hand me money and say, promote our business, their local management did screw up bad enough to where they ended up paying out a settlement. And as I said in the last video, which I believe was in the previously on, I have to double check that, I did say that the next time that we recorded, it would be on a much better machine, and I do believe that we look significantly better than we did before. So, no, not as far as a business transaction, but as far as we legally fucked up and ended up having to give you money, so yeah, there you go. Yes, in that aspect, yes, they did kind of sponsor this video. So, yeah, I'm being an asshole. Like normal. Yeah, I kind of figured. So should we go ahead and jump right into it then? That's probably the best idea I think I've ever heard come from you. So, let's do it. In case you didn't know, over on Facebook, we did a post where we honored the late Black Beauty. And for those of you who don't know who the Black Beauty is the PC that I originally built, which wasn't meant to be an all-around PC. It was meant to be a cheap gaming PC, but she was an old girl. She had cheap parts, but she managed to do a lot that we needed her to do. Speaking of, if you'd like to help us out and stay up to date on any updates or whatever, go ahead and follow us over on Facebook. All you gotta do is search Gemini Hammer Script and bada bing, bada boom, drop a like, a follow, share, comment, all that stuff. It really helps us out, and thank you. Okay, now that you're done shilling out your social medias, so what was the point of that? Well, I'm glad you asked, you disrespectful shit, because that's the machine that birthed you. So show some damn respect. Anyway, now this is where I finally get to do it. I finally get to do it! You finally get to do what? And this, my dear viewers, this is where UPS decided to sponsor the video. I'm assuming that's a new trick that you learned you can do? No, it's a trick that I've known about. It's just a trick that, kind of couldn't implement because, well, older machine. So, and, yeah. Anyhow, the reason that has been said is so that way I can introduce to you and to the world the new, what would that be? The brains? The heart? I introduce to you the frame of the Gemini Hammer Show and Gemini Hammer Entertainment as a whole. The newest PC for the business. I have taken to calling it the Smooth Operating Beast, or the SOB for short. You knew exactly what you were doing when you chose that name, didn't you? You're damn right I did. Now, for the tech heads among you who are curious as to what's inside the SOB, on screen now is all the stats for this SOB. And you can take a second, pause it, and look at them. But, yeah, needless to say, we are now run by a beast. And I am super proud of it. Okay, so how does this play into how you lost your finger and, all that stuff? See, before I can answer that question, I have to ask you a question. Okay? Go for it. Am I a villain or an anti-hero? Wait, what? What I'm asking is, am I the villain in somebody else's story, or am I the anti-hero of my own? It's a very valid question. I guess that would depend. On what? Well, let's say you had superpowers, for example. Would you do everything in your power, with your power set, to be a force of good, or would you subjugate humanity with your superpowers? That is actually kind of a tough call. What do you mean that's a tough call? How can that be a tough call? Well, it's because of how I view humanity. And how do you view humanity? Let me ask you this. If I asked you to describe humanity, what would you say? I would say a bunch of fleshy meatbags trying to just get along in life, but unable to get along with each other. Wow, that's actually a really good answer. But I think I have a much better one. Okay, and what's that? I would describe humanity... Actually, you know what? How would I define humans?
What do you call a group of humans? An infestation.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. That pretty much sums it up. You can't really be that much of an asshole, can you? There are people who try to tell me what their personal beliefs, opinion, views, all that horse shit, what their personal outlooks are. And every time they do that, I mean, they all just get me like... So you don't believe anything that anybody else says? No, not really. I mean, okay, somebody could tell me that the sky is green. Am I going to believe it? No, I'm going to look at him and I'm going to be like, look, if you don't believe me, go outside and look, because... You know what I mean? And what typically happens when you tell people what your opinion is? Everybody who knows me knows that I have a code. And, if you get mad at me telling you that I don't care what you believe, after telling you that I don't give a shit what you think, I mean, all I can really say is, yeah, pretty much. So you just think you're right all the damn time, don't you? Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but, if you're going to argue with me, and I have, and I know what I'm arguing about, if you say something stupid, I'm going to look at you, and being the asshole that I am, I'm going to give you a Sherlock Holmes moment.
Actually, it's elementary, my dear Dawson.
That wasn't Sherlock Holmes. No, you're right. It wasn't. Actually, that was The Great Mouse Detective. Great fucking movie, by the way. Just thought I'd throw that in there. So what does that have to do with this argument at all? What, The Great Mouse Detective? Absolutely nothing. No. So what makes you think you're always right? Well, the fact that we are now exactly where I said we should be in order to do this. that conversation that we had that you don't remember? What does that have to do with anything? Well, I mean, that's a great example. I was right. Because I said we needed all the things that we have now. We do. And look, it's working so much better. I don't remember this. Yeah, I kind of figured that you might not remember. So, I brought a clip. Editor, roll it. While you were playing Resident Evil 4 and learning how to make content for the very first time, I was busy here in the real world. I was getting equipment. I was working on settings. Now, because I told you that I was working on all of that, I now have everything that I need to visually, audiology, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. And just in general, make this a much better show. And why? Because we came full circle and I was right. You were wrong. And I know you just don't want to have to admit it. Trust me, I get it completely. So you were right about one thing. Okay, cool. I'll concede that. So what makes you think you're right about this, though? Because of my philosophy. Okay, and I hate that I'm going to ask this. Just what is this philosophy of yours? It's that all humans are the same. Okay, and what do you mean that all humans are the same? It's the philosophy that all humans are the same. It doesn't matter what color the skin is on the outside. It doesn't matter how much intelligence you have inside of your brain. It doesn't matter how much wisdom you have. All humans are exactly the same.
An alliance is a contract. And contracts, like humans, expire.
Doesn't matter. We all are nothing but walking, talking bags of bones and giant fleshy sacks that all think we're right. And due to that tiny little, trait of being human, unfortunately, with the way humans act, I really don't give a shit about any of them. And don't even get me started on positions and titles. Like, you have no idea how I talk to my bosses, especially if I know I'm right.
Hey, you know what? There's another name you might know me by. Star-Lord.
Who?
Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw.
Yeah, I don't care about positions and titles and any of that. All humans are the same, man. All humans are the same. And just how is it that you think humans are, Gemini? Please tell us. Tell us all. Well, at this point, I mean, it's just humans are fucking stupid.
Yeah, stupid!
Well, they're not stupid, they're infants. Okay, they're stupid infants.
I mean, am I wrong? I really want to tell you you are, but unfortunately, with the way the human race has gone, and the fact that it seems like we're in the stupidest timeline, I mean, yeah, no, you're not wrong. And you know, the thing that pisses me off the most about it is this right here. This all happened because I used to have a work ethic. I really did.
I sense I've made a mistake of some kind.
Yeah. Nope, so thanks to human stupidity, my work ethic is gone. And what you see in front of you right now, that is exactly what the world now gets. So you're trying to tell all of us that this whole situation has turned you into the villain. Is that what you're saying? I don't know if I would say the villain. I would definitely say that the situation that we are now all aware of, it has proven to me that in losing my finger, I also had to lose the last fuck that I ever had. You know? I mean, at this point, I cannot reliably care about anything anymore, ever again.
I've no more fucks to give, no more fucks I've tried to get. I'm over my fuck budget, and I'm now in fucking debt.
God, I love that song so much, you have no idea. Alright, so you're just, what, at the point of not caring. So if I was to, introduce you to God himself, how would you feel? Well, the question would be, do I care about God?
Am I supposed to care?
No, not really. I mean, at this point, I don't even think God really cares. How in the fuck can you say that? That is blasphemy. You're going to really piss the Christians off and they're going to start attacking us. Not to mention the red hat wearing retards. The reason I'm not scared of anybody is because, I mean, who the fuck really cares anymore? I don't. Do you? And so we come back to the question of, do you view yourself as a villain or an anti-hero? I guess that's a question you, the audience, are going to have to ultimately label me as. So, yeah, that's where we find ourselves now. But it's not where we're going to stay. Wait, what do you mean yet? Well, you do realize that 2026 is right around the corner, right? Don't tell me we're going to do this New Year, New Me bullshit. God, no, we don't do that crap. But no, we did have to come up with some new content, so allow me to introduce to you what we have in the pipeline for 2026. Now, coming next year, we've got new episodes of The Gemini Hammer Show, as well as a whole new series called Gemini Hammer Plays, where I'll give you one guess as to what I'll be doing. And then at some point, maybe, possibly, hopefully, we might get around to actually doing The Gemini Hammer Show live. What that's going to be is exactly what you see now, except there's going to be no editing. It'll be live. Everything will be first takes, nothing else. Sounds like you've kind of thought this through. A little bit. But I think that's where we're going to go ahead and end this video because we're pushing it pretty long right as it is right now. So let me end this by saying I have a question. And it's for you, the audience. Let me know down in the comments below, do you guys like the Pokemon TCG? The expensive ass cards, some of which can apparently pay for a fucking house or a whole fucking lifetime. Yeah, it's insane. It really is. But that having been said, G-Mini, do you have any questions or is there anything that you don't understand? Now is your time to say it. So let me get this straight. this whole video series has been you just kind of ranting and venting and just kind of being a douchebag. Showing your mental superiority, I guess. Bragging about it, and now that's got you on an even higher horse. So now you think you're like 10 feet tall and bulletproof, and what, now we're just going to start making more content? Is that about right? Holy shit, you are correct. Oh joy. So, what's going to be in the next video? When's it coming out? Yes, so you can expect the next video in about 2 weeks. And I think we're going to go ahead and start with the Gemini Hammer Play series. So, that begs one special question, doesn't it? What game are you playing? So allow me to announce what we're doing in the next video. Here it goes. You know, I'm so afraid that we're going to be copyright struck on this video because of all the clips that we've used. Oh, you know it is. This video is not going to see the light of day. But, yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it for us, guys. So, I have been Gemini Hammer. I've been G-Mini, and I'm just really glad that it's over. You have no idea. You and me both, buddy. You and me both. So, until the next one, we'll catch you next time. Peace.
He's Gemini Hammer, rage and grace. The good side preaches and the bad side breaks. A skeleton face in a screaming storm. He's a double-edged soul, beautifully deformed. Too much